The Aaron Glenn stuff I want to bring up more so. And the question I have for everybody is, should we be worried? Should Lions fans be worried about this defense when it comes to facing elite quarterbacks? Or not even just elite, but guys that are good, we can even say. Because you look at the NFC, the top of the NFC, you're going to have to face a Jalen Hurts if you go deep in the postseason. Who has the best passer rating when trailing, by the way, just to add. You're going to have to face a Brock Purdy, who just came off 3 touchdown passes against the Jacksonville Jaguars, who I think are tied second in the NFL in interceptions. So they can take the ball away. Brock Purdy played extremely well. You're going to have to face a Dak Prescott, which 50% of the time he plays well. So if you get the 50%, there's a chance he does play well. But there's a lot. It's not like there's no slouches at QB at the top of the NFC. Geno Smith, who's had success against the Detroit Lions. Mostly Pete Carroll, but Geno's played decent. The question I have is, are you concerned about this defense? The only sample size we have is Kansas City against the Chiefs, which defense played well, but more so, you watch the game, Kadarius Toney dropping like 5 passes did not help Mahomes, and they only lost by 1. So to me, it's still a win. I don't care how it happened, but if we're going to talk about it, it's not like Mahomes is, he's playing much differently now than he did week 1. You look at Justin Herbert, the defense couldn't get any pressure. They didn't have a single sack all game, and on top of that, they didn't really get much pressure besides Aiden Hutchinson. Then you bring up Lamar Jackson, and that isn't all in the defense, but the defense got torched as well, and they didn't get much pressure on Lamar Jackson. Is there a concern level for you, Sam, if we're talking about this team in terms of making a run in the playoffs?
As much as I would like to say no, there has to be, at least to some extent. And I'm not panicking or anything like that, but I gotta give you some numbers and some perspective just to show you why it can be a little bit concerning. Because the Detroit Lions, I know it's heavily inflated by some bad performances, but here's the reality. In a third of the games that the Lions have played, they've given up at least 37 points. I know one of them is one of those 6 points was on a pick 6, but still, that is not, to me, a lot of people, I think, excuse that away as, oh, it's the NFL. But giving up 37 points in a third of your games, I think, is a little bit more than it just being the NFL. I think it's a little bit of a problem. And the Lions currently, as we stand right now, are 21st in the NFL in scoring defense, which is, I think, a little bit lower than we Lions fans would like it to be. I was calling it for, at the absolute worst, to be in the top 20, and obviously if the defense was fully healthy, I was thinking top 15, maybe even top 10, but right now they're actually outside the top 20, and the only contending team that is lower than the Lions right now when it comes to scoring defense is the Dolphins, who there's concerns about them as well. And the Lions are also 20th in the NFL in passing yards allowed per game, but if you want to feel better about that, they actually are better than that, than the Philadelphia Eagles, who are I would say, not the consensus number 1 team in the NFL, but they do have the best record in the NFL, and they're defending NFC champions.